Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a collaboration with the beautiful Stacey's Nails, and that is her set there that I chose to recreate. Now I hate copying nails, and I didn't really have any of those sort of dark greys, so I decided to copy the design but change the colours up a little bit and the glitters, but keep the design the same. So I've already gone ahead and done my client's prep work and built her clear layer. I've sculpted this with CJP crystal glass. I've then just slightly refined them. I haven't gone in hardcore filing or anything like that, because who's got time for that? Just slightly refined them, and now I'm coming in with my colour. So this is bright violet, and I'm just placing Persian prints from the glitter fairy on the tip there, and just feathering that up towards that cuticle area, keeping it nice and thin, and making sure I'm super flattening it down with the body of my brush so that none of the bits are sticking up or anything like that, and then just adding any more for more coverage if I need to. Then when I'm happy with that nail, I will just go ahead and leave that to set in place and move on to the next nail, which is going to be a colour block nail. So I'm taking Apple Shine, just applied a little bit too much, and it was a little bit wet and a little bit sticky. I don't know what was going on today, but I'm just going to do like a chevron triangle. Triangle, from the cuticle area, and then just coming down the nail, trying to get that cuticle area nice and neat and tucking it in with the very tip of my brush. Obviously you don't want any of it touching the skin. If it does, you need to get that off immediately. And then I was just cutting it with my nail. That was so gross, but and you shouldn't really touch any product at all. That's really bad practice on my part, but it was just one little bit that was just doing my head in, so I just scraped it off with my nail and wiped that on the tissue. So then I'm just building up that apex with some more Apple Shine, because we're not going to go and cap this nail, so making sure that I'm building that high enough. And then we're moving on to the middle finger, which was like it was like a line work marble. So I'm going to go and use coconut milk, ultraviolet Apple Shine, and then I'm going to come in with some mirror shards. Yeah, so I'm just literally placing it wet in a diagonal line, just kind of making it appealing to the eye, as I always say. I know I always say this, but it's so important that it needs to look appealing to the eye. Like, if you look at it and think that looks really sloppy, then everybody else is going to look at it and think that looks really sloppy. So really try and just make it so that you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, I'm happy with that and I like that. So I'm just filling in the gaps with Apple Shine and a little bit of that bright violet there up in that cuticle area. Excuse me. And then I'm just going to go in with these mirror shards. I love these mirror shards so much. They're like my go-to, and they just give off this fantastic, like, different colour shine. I love them so much. So I'm just putting them in like tiger stripe sort of motions. And then on the index finger, we're going to do a smile line. And somebody asked me on my nail page, they struggle with smile lines. So I will just say, always make sure your wall is consistent from the very corner all the way around. Make sure that wall is the same thickness, the same height, so that when you put your colour up to it, it's always going to file crisp, and you're always going to file through to the smile line and not file the smile line away. I do have a dedicated video on smile lines. You just have to like scroll down them, or I'll just link it in the description box if you need to see that. So on the thumb, we're going to do Apple Shine and a more ombre. So I'm just placing Apple Shine at the free edge. I don't think I saw what the thumb was on Stacey's set. Either way, it is on there and I didn't take notice, or there isn't a thumb on there. So I just kind of did another ombre. So I'm just using Apple Shine here, and then I'll leave that to set. We're going to move back to the ring finger now and the colour block in, and we're just going to file that chevron. Why do I keep calling it chevron? It's a triangle, nice and sharp. After you've filed it all nice and sharp and clean, go ahead and remove any of that dust, because you don't want any of that left on the nail when you go to apply any more product. And then I'm going to come in with coconut milk and do a chevron. Now this is a chevron, it's not a triangle, it's a chevron. And I'm just going to go down one side, right up into that wing of that colour block, bring it down, and then bring it into like that point there and trying to keep it level with the same point of the triangle. Again, building these colours up with the correct thickness and structure of the nail, because we're not going to encapsulate these. So we want it that when we file it through and it all becomes nice and clean, that the thickness of the nail is still there. And I do say though that if you do miss a bit or make it a little bit thin, that when you file it's really thin, don't, you know, you can just go and cap. It's not a biggie, it's not a major issue if you don't. It's just that it's less work, and obviously you haven't got to then do all your filing and then clean up and then obviously come back with more application, file and clean up and blah blah blah. So just really try and make it nice and thick, and again make those walls consistent all the way around the product that you're applying, that you want to be sharp and colour blocked. Make sure it's consistent all the way around in thickness. So moving on to this index finger, and then I'm so tired, it's so late at night and I've just got back from the gym. I am exhausted. The kids are on holiday here, and honestly I feel like I could down a bottle of wine, and I don't even drink. I need a bottle of wine. So yes, I filed that nice and crisp, and now I'm coming in with bright violet, ultraviolet, going down one wing, coming up the other wing with apple shine, and then where the middle meets, we're going to just do some of that Persian Prince glitter and slap a few of them opalite shards on there as well, because why not? Coming back to the more ombre, I'm just taking that acrylic, placing it at the cuticle area, tucking it in nicely and making it nice and flush with my brush, making sure none is touching any of the skin. And then taking another bead just to make that slightly more opaque on that join, blending it in with the tip of my brush, and then just feathering it down into that apple shine. And then I will go ahead and cap that thumb as well. And then we're just going to do the same process again on this colour block nail. So we're going to file that wall nice and crisp, and then we're going to come in one side with ultraviolet and down the other side with Persian Prince. So whilst that one side is setting before we file the other little join, I'm just going to go ahead and cap all the nails. I just show you me capping the pinky finger. I didn't think you needed to see the whole set being encapsulated, and I just sped it up as well just so you could see. And then obviously I didn't show me putting the glitter on the ring finger, so now we're just filing. As you can see, my camera just keeps, like the tripod keeps falling to the side with the weight of my phone. So I'm going to have to try and think of some other way to record, because it is so frustrating. But yeah, I'll just take my hand file the side walls and the free edge, and then I'll go in with my hand file and just go over and debulk any areas that I need to. And then I'll come in again with my hand file, refine the shape, buff the nails, clean away all the dust, and then we will top coat. Make sure you go ahead and check out Stacey's video and her nails. She's a lovely girl and her nails are beautiful. She has a channel and I think she's nearly at 6,000 subscribers. So make sure you go and subscribe to her channel and show her channel some love. Thank you, Stacey, for collaborating with me. It was really, really fun. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. I will be announcing the giveaway soon, I promise. I'm just really slack at the moment, but you can still enter if you want to. So just go ahead and find the Jalor video and just comment, and then you can enter. And that's it. I love you all. Bye.